Hello there, it's Carrie Rhodes here. Welcome back to the Trinity Stamps YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be making for you a hot foiled shaker card using a brand new cut and foil set from the latest Sparkle Season holiday release. This is the Winter Tree plate and die, a set of 2, and I am going to hot foil this up right now. I'm going to be using some silver foil that has speckles in it. It's the Speckled silver hot foil. I have my Glimmer machine all ready to go, heated up there. I'm putting my foil pretty side up on my white cardstock. That is a very smooth cardstock. Then I will put my plate face down onto that, and then I'll put the whole thing face down onto my preheated Glimmer system. I press the timer and put the spacer pads on top. I do like to use a shim, a little piece of paper in between my spacer pads. Once the timer goes off, which is about a minute, I remove the dock by putting my thumbs on top to kind of secure those plates and then pull it back towards me. Run that entire thing through the die machine, and then you have your hot foiled piece. And this is such a beautiful tree, and I especially love it in that wintry silver with the speckles. It looks so icy already. So now I'm going to use the coordinating die to die cut this out, and this is going to be the background of my shaker. So there's my tree ready to go. Love it. And I wanted to make a background to go around this, the card front. Now, I guess I probably could have used the panel that I already cut the tree out of, but I didn't think of that at the time. I wanted to just make a background after. So now I am using the Uncharted Mariner Distress ink and just keeping it darker at the top and lighter as it goes down. And it was very quick and easy to do with the new blending brush from Trinity Stamps. So now I am splattering. I want this to look like a snowy night scene. So I started with some water, and then I let that set for just a couple seconds, and then pick it up with my paper towel, any excess water, and you can see those oxidized droplets are magical. Okay, next I am bringing in the new Winter Frost Distress Mica spray, but I'm just going to pull the nozzle out and splatter this right onto my card, and it is like such a good match. The Winter Frost with the Uncharted Mariner, so gorgeous. There's what it looks like wet, and here's what it looks like mostly dry. You can see it is so good together with that Uncharted Mariner. But we're not done there. We need to make some snow. So I have some picket fence distress paint, and I'm going to splatter that on as well. I am tapping my brush to get larger droplets, and then I'm also going to drag it on my acrylic block. Now, normally I use like a little window sheet for this. Either way works. My good piece of window sheet that I used for this, it had to be retired. So I'm using my block. All right, so there is my splatter, my snow, and it's drying and looking amazing. So once that's completely dry, I'm going to work on that die cutting part. But before I die cut it, I want to have a little snowy hill for my tree to sit upon. So I just fussy cut with my scissors a little hill shape from some white glitter cardstock, and now when I die cut this, it's going to look as if the tree is sitting in the snow. I like that. So you can save this tree and maybe make something else out of it. I was kind of thinking of maybe like a tag. It would be cool. And now I can ink up the tree that's going to go inside the shaker. I just want to give it a little dusting of color so that it's not just stark white there inside my shaker. It should fit into the scene a little bit. So first I just used the ink that was left over on my brush. Then I went back in and got a little bit more, and I'm trying to keep the darkest ink concentration on the outside of the tree, keeping the center a little bit lighter for like a bright highlight. So that is really bringing the tree out, and the foil does resist the ink, which is really nice. Okay, I'm just laying my card front panel down onto my card where I'm going to want it to go. Then I'm going to glue the tree in place using the front as a guide, which is a lot easier for me than had I just hot foiled the tree and not die cut it out. This just makes it easier for me to line this up when I put the front panel down with the foam tape on the back. You'll see. So I'm going to remove that, put a window sheet glued to the back of it. And then we need it to be raised up and have space for those shaker elements. So I'm going to use these new foam strips, also available in the Trinity Stamp Shop. Love it. And they are very flexible. So if you're going to make like a ornament, something round like I've done recently, they bend around so beautifully. All right, I added some diamond dust inside my card for my shaker, and you can see it was really easy to line up my outline of my tree with my tree that's already glued down to my card base because I lined it up already. So now you can see the diamond dust moving around inside of there. I think it's so beautiful. It looks just like ice. And then you can see it there at the bottom of the tree. Okay, we're adding a sentiment now. I'm using the new Simply Sentimental Holidays stamp set and pairing that with the Simply Sentimental Happy, because you can see the fonts on both stamp sets are the same. So it's really easy to mix and match them, which makes me so happy. So I'm stamping both of these with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink for a nice crisp, solid ink coverage. And then these are just so easy to cut out with your scissors. So that's what I did. I fussy cut around them, and now they're ready to be mounted to my card. And they're going to fit really nicely there in the upper left corner. So I'm going to put them right against the edge of the card front panel. And it will say Happy Holidays and really pop in the black, I think. Kind of like a label. Yeah. Okay, let's add some embellishment. I have some clay white snowflakes. I'm going to glue 3 around my sentiment, and then I'll put 3 towards the bottom right side of the tree for just a little bit of extra snowy effect on this card. And I am using the new Crafty Glue Friend from Trinity Stamps. That glue is working really well for me. Next, I brought out the Cozy Christmas Cottage bear set, and there's a tiny little snowman in there. I thought he would be perfect for this card. So I'm going to color that out with some Copic markers. Very simple coloring because he's so small. I used C8 and C6 for his hat, and then I'm just using R27 for the darkest parts of my scarf and the hat band. And my lightest color there is R17. Now, 2 colors is plenty. You could even do 1 because, like I said, this image is so tiny. And then YR07 for his carrot nose, and a little bit of shadow with the BG45. I thought this one went really well with the colors in my background, and he would kind of be reflecting that darker look if I used this little bit of darker color on the edge, and I think it turned out really good. Really cute. Okay, so I cut that out, and then I'm going to set him right on top of this little hill. And it's just the perfect finishing touch for this card. He makes the card have that little extra cute element, I think. So it's fun to pull out some of your older stuff and see how it will pair with some new things. I love doing that. So there is my hot foiled shaker, and if you love this winter tree, there's also a pine tree in the shop. So I'll link both of those for you below. You can check them out and maybe add something special like this to your hot foil collection. I thank you so much for stopping by and letting me share my creation with you. I will see you all again very soon with a new video right here on the Trinity Stamps channel. Happy stamping! Bye!